Hey Pops, we were talking about it earlier and I realized that you probably haven't seen a video of my fish room in a while, so I figured I'd just take a quick one for you. As you can see, we've got some new 40s that have come in. Those are for a discus breeding project, so those are just kind of stacked there for now on the way. We've got was a mangrove flood basin. It's a project that's kind of half finished and taking up space right now. Over here we have a pink convict tank. Those were actually from a rescue that I did a long time ago. Just kind of grew them out a bit to give them to my local pet store. Tank's a little bit dirty. I actually just got a water change today, but it needs a good scrubbing still. Yeah, that's a 75 gallon. It uses just a manual. Oops, sorry about the focus here. I created a overflow bar. It's not drilled or anything like that. Again, it was one of the first tanks we did. Stands undersized. There was a lot of stuff about this that wasn't ideal. No center leg on that one for support. This was actually built for a 40 gallon, but got upgraded during a project. So it uses a again homemade sock overflow system with lava rock. It's called a sump. It's its filter, so the water overflows over the side, goes down there for filtration, gets returned back up by a pump through that pipeline. You can see those lines return back into the tank over there. So these are pothos, just there for filtration. The root systems hang in the water, help pull out some nitrites and nitrates. Nitrates rather, not nitrites. Anywho, those center tanks really aren't anything right now. The last two have Pistogramma McMasteries in it, which is going to be a future breeding project. Just growing them out right now. These right here are all of my mangrove trees that I brought back from Florida with me. They actually all started as just little seedlings, so the fact that they're all doing this well, and the fact that they're growing in fresh water. That water in there is actually the water from the convict tank I just showed you. So this was an old plant tank that it's slowly been, what's that called, evaporating. There's nothing in it, so it's not of a concern. That tank's gonna get shut down and cleaned out here soon, but the heater's not plugged in or anything. It's just kind of waiting to be shut down. And then over here we have another 75 gallon system. Those are my electric blue acara that I bred. This would be generation number 3. So these guys are probably about 4 months old at this point now. See a pretty big difference in their sizes, males and females. Males are way larger. So that was actually one of my later tank designs. I'm pretty happy with it. It uses the digital pump so I can control how much water flow goes through it. Goes up into those 2 lock line spray bars, so you notice one kind of skims across the top to create cross current to stop protein from building up, and then the other one points straight down, so it creates, as you can see, back current goes down and across the bottom to try to swoop up any detritus and debris that gets in there to try to keep the water clean. Overflows through again a homemade 2-inch overflow bar. So that flows out through this giant bar here, and then goes down into the sump below, and that's just a 20 gallon. That little bin has what's called filter floss in it, so it just catches the physical poop debris, holes drilled in the bottom, so it drains down into the lava rock, and then gets biological filtration, the bacteria, and then that pump right there returns it back up. So that's that system. And then this here is my 4-tank flower horn growout system. So this is my most recent tank I built. Again, so what we have here are the return bars. We've got the lock lines that go to each one. Ball valves so they can be controlled independently, so if I need to like take one off due to illness or anything like that, I can just run it off the sponge filter. It doesn't have to be part of the circuit. And then down below we actually have one of my nicer sumps. This is an actual glass sump with baffles and everything. It's a Aquatic America custom made one. So I'm running it kind of as a hybrid. We've got sock filters here for physical filtration, lava rock here for biological filtration, and then a refugium there for more biological filtration, and then the final, pump compartment that's where the pump returns back up to the system. So I actually drilled all these tanks myself. You'll notice in the back that they've got overflow bars. Hey baby girl, hold on, I'm gonna go in the back so you can see. She's excited. So yeah, let's see here. I'll just hold the camera around. So those right there, 1 1/4 inch overflow bars, they all drain down into that main drain line, which that in turn, sorry for the shaky camera, I'm trying to weasel around stuff, goes back down in the sump right there. It goes through the 2 stock filters. So yeah, that system was a bit of work to put together, but I'm really happy with how it came out. And as you can see, got little flower horns in here. So that's the little female I was talking about. That one actually at one point did extrude her or extend her fallopian tube, so I'm pretty sure this is in fact a female, even though it's got a little bit of a cock. And then this right here is the other one I suspect to be my little female, my little chubby. She's got a great personality and really good eater. Aren't you, baby girl? Aren't you? Yeah, I know. You know it's food time. Your food's right behind me. We'll get to that in a second. And then this is the tiniest male that I have. Cute little guy, good personality, but just never really grew that well. And then over here was, this guy's name's Orca. He was actually my personal one at first. And then unfortunately his growth just kind of petered out. So I have another guy upstairs that's way bigger. And he's actually the one that I've ended up keeping for myself. But this is what I would call a small one of my silk ties. And as you can see, it's a pretty large, sizable fish if I put my hand up against it. So yeah, these are the silk ties I was talking about. And that's about it for right now. You know, things are getting moved around. We had some filtration issues with them as they got bigger, so that's just a temporary fluidized bed filter up top to try to help remove some of the nitrates, keep his water a little bit cleaner. That's why there's so many ridiculous amounts of sponge filters and things of that nature. Just really trying to grow them out well. We put that drain line bar on the front of it so I can do daily water changes without having to drag out hoses and stuff. And that's about it. I mean, I have my little paludarium here. It's nothing special. It's not set up to be a showcase right now. I bought those are bromeliads that are growing out of lava rock. I got them when I was down in Hawaii, so for now I'm just trying to keep them alive and healthy until I can, actually set this paludarium up upstairs, because unfortunately I have aquariums all upstairs too, so their real estate is taken away. And that one over there is a shutdown tank. I need to drain it and clean it out. It used to have the last flower horn that I just sold in it, so it's, no longer active, but that's about it. This is my fish room. So it's a fun little project, that's for sure. Thanks for checking it out.